Okay, every sales business has a metamorphosis that they go through, the business itself and then the salespeople themselves. But my focus right now will be on the salespeople because you are freelance guys, so that means you have to go in the marketplace and make sure that you sell your solutions and your services and people actually use it. So every salesperson start at the first level, the first stage. I call it existence stage. At existence stage, you just have a business name, you have a solution that you want to offer in the marketplace, and you have not yet really gone into the marketplace to sell. You have not yet indulged in a lot of sales activities and things like that. So at existence stage, you are still trying to figure out your product market fit, your service market fit, and probably you've talked to a very few group of people. I always say salespeople who are at existence level, you have to do a lot of product knowledge, product market fit conversations, so that you know that whatsoever solutions you're offering in the marketplace, there's a customer base for it. There is your ideal customer profile for that kind of solutions. So at existence, in terms of performance, because sales is a game of numbers. At existence, in terms of performance, you're doing below 50% of your target. What that means is that in terms of revenue generation, your activity is low. And it's okay for your activity to be low at existence because you need to really, really align your market, your communication, all the information that you want to communicate with the marketplace. You need to align it properly with the ideal customer profile that you want to buy your solutions. So that's what happens at existence. That's the first level. And I always say to freelancers or to business people, wherever you are, a salesperson, you must not stay for more than 4 months at existence. Otherwise, you will not pay rent. Otherwise, you'll go hungry. Otherwise, you will hate what you're doing. You must not stay for more than 4 months at existence, whereby you're still trying to figure out exactly, do I have enough potential customers for this kind of solutions that I provide? And am I providing it the right way? So that's at existence. The second level, it's survivors. And this is where most salespeople are. It's the sales team who are at survival, they're doing between 50% of target to 80% of target. I want to say 80% because at 80%, yes, you are making a little bit of money, but you're just still surviving. And when you look at the industry in Uganda, most salespeople are at existence. I mean, at survival. They're doing 60% of target, 70% of target, 80% of target, and they feel like, oh, I'm doing well. But they're never reaching 100%. Now, a lot of the salespeople at survival, they like complaining a lot. The marketplace is poor, the economy is bad, this is that. I've tried to sell too much, many people are not buying. They like complaining a lot. I always encourage salespeople or freelancers at survival to intensify your activity. Intensify your sales activity. That's what we call GIA, greatest impact activities. You can also call them wildly important activities. Those are the must do's. As a salesperson, in your GIAs, there are some critical things you have to do. You have to do some prospecting calls. You have to go for some meetings, prospecting meetings. You have to follow up on the people that you've already met last week or probably you've sent a proposal to. You have to follow up to see if they're interested in what it is that you offer. You have to seek for referrals every single day. We all have ecosystem of friends, OBs, OJs, family that know somebody who can give us a business. So you have to seek referrals every single day at survival intensively. And I always say, at least bare minimum, make 10 phone calls a day. At least bare minimum, go for 10 meetings a day, especially if you're just at the starting point, you are just surviving. 10 meetings a day as a baseline, as your bare minimum. At least every day you follow up on 10 potential customers. At least every day seek for 10 referrals. At least every day close 5 sales or 1 sale for that matter, depending on what it is that you sell. So at survival, intensify the greatest impact activities, the GIAs. So the GIAs, I've also divided them into two sections. There is the baseline GIA. Those are the bare minimum. The baseline is the bare minimum effort you do per day. And then there is the stretch GIAs. The stretch is on your day when you're fired up and ready to go. Can you do much more than just the normal person does today. Because most Ugandans, young people especially, they're mediocres. And I'm not afraid to say it because I'm not. So I'm just gonna, throw it out there. Whether it is violence, let's just roll with the violence. A lot of Ugandans are lazy. A lot of young people are mediocres. They talk big, but they work small. And in the space of sales, we're talking effort. You have to put in massive effort. So the stretch target, the stretched GIA is you're putting in massive effort. Okay. So if you've been doing 10 calls a day, you now do 22 calls a day. If you've been going for 5 meetings a day, you now go for 10 meetings a day. There is, for you to do the meetings better, learn to populate people. You could put 10 people in one room and you talk to them. That is called one-to-many selling. You're talking to many people. So one-to-many selling helps you to shoot so many birds with one stone. You one person, you put many people, let's say at Fairway Hotel, or maybe at Naguru Skies, or maybe even at the Innovation Village or Motive. You put people there and you present to them what it is that you got to do something like that. So that's what we're talking about in stretch GIA. Which level are we in? The second level, survivors. And we're saying for you to move away from survival, intensify your GIA, your greatest impact activities. If you can do 10 times what you're doing now, then probably you're serious enough about your freelance business for it to be a business that can employ people and you can be able to build a system around it. From survival, you go to the next stage of the metamorphosis, which is success. At success, you are doing about 80% to 110% of your target. Because, anything above 80, usually when you set targets properly, then you're making some good margins out of it. So at success, you're doing about 81% to about 110% of your target. And you are firing on all cylinders. You are stretching. And at success now, stop hunting, start farming. Hunting is you're going to talk to total strangers to seek them to come and buy from you. But farming is you using your existing networks and your existing customers to give you more customers through relationship selling, through referral selling, and every whatnot in that capacity. So at success, stop hunting. Do more of relationship management, key accounts management, customer experience management, so that your existing customers remain your customers and they keep referring you to new customers. So that's what you do at success. And mind you, at success, you still have to do all the things that you are doing at survival, but the main focus should be key accounts management. I want to believe that at success, your business is doing about, depending on which business, but let me look at the Ugandan context of a freelance. Your business is doing about 10 million shillings a month. So you have capacity to start, doing a little bit of social media selling, whereby you do such engine of optimizations on Google, you do Twitter, so that you can be able to generate leads there. You can do Instagram, generate leads there, TikTok, generate leads there. Because the biggest struggle for most freelancers is a pipeline. We have poor pipeline, we have weak pipeline, we literally don't have people to sell to. Why? Because we don't have campaigns that we are doing to generate more people who are interested in what it is that we sell and we do. So at success, you do more of that. Then from success, you go to the next level, which is thriving. A thriving freelancer, a thriving salesperson is somebody who is doing 110% of target to about 150% of target, month in, month out, easily, without sweating too much. Like, you're doing it easily. You have already mastered your business. You've mastered your ecosystem. You know your ideal customer profile. They love you. You love them. You serve them. And very few freelancers, I'll tell you, probably could almost say 0.0001% are actually doing something about that. So, so at thriving, you are on fire. At thriving, you can even be able to set a system whereby you don't have to do the work, the donkey work. You get other people to do it for you. At thriving, you have a blueprint, which blueprint you can now use to give to other salespeople that you recruit, so they can be able to work with you. Then from thriving, you go to unstoppable warrior. An unstoppable warrior is doing 200% of target non-stop, month in, month out. You can open branches, you can even fly a little bit to another country, and you will be able to go and do the same, take the same blueprint that you've done in Uganda to another country, and you can be a master. So let's start there. So that's the metamorphosis of a salesperson, be it a freelancer. So the question you should be asking yourself now is, where am I at? Hmm? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Where am I at? Okay. And how do I move from, let's say, existence to survival? How do I move from survival to success? How do I move from success to thriving? How do I move from thriving to unstoppable warrior? So that's the metamorphosis. Let's start there. So along the way, of course, there is all these things that we talk about. Your conversations, you need to talk to people's emotions. That's all BS. First of all, do the job. Do the hard work of meeting people. The more people you meet, the more you polish your conversations with them, the more you polish your unique selling proposition and your offer to them. So that's how I actually look at it. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I want to talk about is the different types of buyers in the marketplace. You need to understand exactly as a freelance salesperson, who am I talking to at any one given point? Am I talking to an influencer? Am I talking to a technical buyer? Am I talking to? So I'm going to talk about that. So there are about 5 types of buyers. The first type of buyers, we call them the users. The users are the people who actually uses your solutions. Let's say Stanbic Bank pays for a gym, and Stanbic Bank itself does not use the gym, but the staff of Stanbic Bank goes to use the gym. So the users are the staff of Stanbic Bank, not Stanbic Bank itself. Okay, so that's just an example that I'm giving. Let me try another example. MTN will get your company to provide food, right? You are a restaurant, you are into catering. So MTN will pay you, but the users of this food are the staff. So if the staff don't like the food, chances are very high they'll tell management, please, let's change. So you need to, when you're talking to users, you need to ensure that the conversations around what is important to the users, the features, the advantages, the benefits, whatever it is. And Colin, I'm coming back to you, the emotions. That's very important to the users. So it's very important that you speak the language of the user. And if your business is to sell to users only, then you better be really good at what messaging do I need to design that appeals to the users of my solution. The second types of buyers are the technical buyers. These are people who know what it is that you do. Let's say you're a social media expert and you say, Daniel, I'm going to come to your company and we are going to be generating about 1,000 leads a day. And then probably I have a dude who works with me and one of the directors, and they know so much about social media. So that when you're coming to sell to us, what you're saying, you're not going to bullshit us. Whatever you say, they know it either the same way that you know it, or they know it better than you know it. I always say those who are dealing in medical pharma, for example, I was training people at Abacus recently. They go to talk to doctors and they go to sell drugs to doctors. These doctors, they are already technical buyers. They know the drugs, they know the molecules that you're selling. So you better know your thing. If you don't know your thing, you're going to be figured out as fake, as crooks, as sham. So you need to be a master of your craft when you're talking to a technical buyer. What is important to them is the features. What is important to them is the usability. What is important to them is the impact of what it is that you provide. So when you're talking to a technical buyer, you need to speak the language that actually appeals to the technical buyer. The third type of buyer is the economic buyer. Theirs is return on investment. The economic buyer is thinking about money. Am I saving money or am I making money by working with these guys? So that's that thinking. So when you're talking to an economic buyer, a head of finance, an accountant, or something like that, you got to speak the language that is of interest to them. That is the language of money. Are you making for me money? Are you saving for me money? If you're not speaking that language, chances are very high you're not going to convert me. The next type of buyer is the influencer. The influencer is the owner of the business, is the CEO. That when the CEO speaks, everybody else's opinion chooses to probably matter sometimes, especially if it's for these family businesses, these self-made guys. When they speak, for example, I'll give a lame example. Which example can I give, Andrew? Okay, let me talk about CK. If CK speaks on behalf of Innovation Village, chances are very high that those of Andrew will have to listen. Why? He is the founding director of the organization. So sometimes his opinion matter more than other opinions. So there are influencers. So when you're speaking to the influencers, you also have to ask yourself the question, what is important to an influencer? So that you don't just, mambo jumbo and babble and like a weaver, but you gotta tailor your message and customize it to the people that you're meeting and talking to. The last one is the advocate. The advocate is somebody in that organization that is working for you, is somebody who is fighting for you, somebody who is sitting in the boardroom to support your case. Let's say you have put in a bid, and then he has to go through a bidding committee and things like that. So shit. Guys, I lost you. Can you hear? Am I back now? I think I lost you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, but are we together? Are we following? Oh, I'm just blabbering. Am I making sense? Am I still adding value to you guys? Yeah, yeah. If I'm adding value, please go to the chat room, write something. I just don't want to be a monologue. I don't want to be just, a monologue. So listen, I was telling you about the different types of buyers. You should have an advocate. An advocate is somebody who is fighting for you. An advocate is an internal person. An advocate is your warrior, is your warrior in that place. They got you. They got you covered. They are loyal to you, and they will do whatever it takes to ensure that you get the deal or you don't lose the deal. So do not take advantage of your advocate. Make sure that when your advocate speaks for you or speaks on your behalf, when you come to do the job, you better do a freaking good job. Because if I am your advocate and then you screw me up, dude, you are totally screwed, because I ain't gonna be your advocate again. It's as simple as that. So the first thing that advocate wants is that I believe in you, Daniel. When you come to my organization, I know you're gonna kill it, and well, you better kill it. Because if you come and do a substandard job, then you put the advocate in a very bad place. So now they have to start defending their own intentions as to why they were trying to really root for you or fight for you. So it's very important that if the CEO is your advocate, you better not disappoint the CEO. If the head of finance is your advocate, you bloody better be able to do a good job. I mean, I could just tell you all of that. So that's important. So those are the different types of buyers. The question is, who is the most important decision maker for your kind of business? Is it the user? Is it the economic buyer? Is it the technical buyer? Is it the influencer? Or you must have an advocate. Like if you're going to be working with government, let's say our government in Uganda here. Okay, Daniel, be careful with this one, because, okay, let me see how I'm going to give an example without roughing some edges. If you're going to be dealing with government, you need to have, they call them what? They call them, there's a word for it. They call them lobbyists. But you're going to have a lobbyist, somebody who, there's this woman who's been given all these things of coffee. Museveni seems to trust her so much. They've given her coffee deals worth millions of dollars. They've given her Lubowa Hospital to construct worth millions of dollars. I mean, a woman like that, she's Italian, I was told. That woman must have a lobbyist, somebody who's lobbying on her behalf within the government, But it depends on what kind of business that you do. But you need You need an advocate, somebody who is there fighting for you. So those are the different types of buyers. Now, I'm going to talk about different selling strategies. Different selling strategies. The first selling strategy is transactional selling. Transactional selling works still, but I'll tell you where it works the most. When you go to Carrefour, I don't know whether I said it the right way or if I said it the Acholi way, but I know it's called Carrefour. Other people call it Carrefour, something. I don't know what it is, but I'll call it Carrefour. I see Maria is here, my good friend Maria Natukunda. Hi, Maria. Uh, so when you go to Carrefour, you'll go and pick your shopping basket, and then you go in between the shelves, and then you pick what it is that you want to buy. And then you go to the point of sale, and then they will scan your items, and you either give your ATM card or you give the money, and then you get out. You don't have to talk to the point of sales attendant. So that's transactional selling. You know, so there is room for transactional selling in this market. However, for us who are dealing in service, for us who are dealing in products that are personal, that require some personal touch to it. For example, I am in the sales consulting world. I do sales training for different organizations. I cannot afford to be transactional. I cannot just put my product out there on the website and say, okay, people, these are the things that I can do for your organization. Now come and buy. It doesn't work. So this transactional selling, and I want to say that a lot of us, we are very transactional. Transactional selling is you're interested in the money more than interested in the person, period. If I could just make it as simple as that. So that's one selling strategy. It works, but I would want to say it works in an environment that is automated, that you don't have to have human touch a lot. And unfortunately, most of our business, most of our freelance businesses, you have to have a lot of human touch. You have to talk to people. So for that, I want to encourage you. Transactional selling may not be a very ideal strategy of selling. The second type of selling strategy is educational selling. You know, a lot of us are dealing some really, really crazy solutions. You guys who are here tuned in for today's, some of your solutions is pretty crazy. And you need to educate your customer before you sell them. And usually when I'm training people in the insurance world, I tell them why the penetration of insurance in Uganda is very poor is because we have not done enough educational selling. Ugandans do not understand insurance that much. They understand it academically, but in terms of the context of the practicality of it, a lot of them don't understand it. And because they don't understand it, they would rather not do it. So I always encourage you to, sales agents, insurance agents, to do more of educational selling. Teach me a little bit about motor comprehensive. Teach me about that third party. In simple layman's term, teach me about life policies. Teach me about the educational plan. Teach me about the endowment policy. Teach me about all these things that you guys in insurance do. But a lot of you, you're in a hurry to get Daniel to pay a premium without Daniel actually understanding why he's paying the premium and how much he's paying it. Why? Because you want to get your targets achieved, and you're not doing a good job there. So I always want to encourage you, depending on what it is that you deal. The only thing you don't need to educate me is when I'm going to buy water, Renzori water, I'll just go and ask for water, and that's transactional. But a lot of the things that you do, for example, you're a social media specialist, you are whichever it is that you do. I don't know what it is that you guys do, many of you, but what it is that you do, you need to educate your marketplace. You need to educate your buyers about what solutions it is that you're trying to provide for them, what need it is that you're trying to solve for them in the marketplace, and then probably they'll take interest. So educational selling takes time. Educational selling is supposed to be slow and gentle and intentional and consistent, and you have to be charming a little bit. You have to be attractive, because some of you are not likable. You're trying to educate me, but you're trying to force your product up my throat. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. Okay. It came. It is what it is. Let's continue, guys. So here's the thing. Educational selling is very important for a lot of your businesses. The third type of selling is okay, I just said something that totally disoriented me there. It's okay, all good, all good. The next type of selling is consultative selling. I also call it value-based selling. Consultative seller, a consultative salesperson is somebody who is a one-stop center. Let's say I need to buy clothes. I buy trousers from you or shirts from you. Now, as a consultative seller, you do not just offer for me shirts. You do not only offer for me trousers. You also start thinking about me. Daniel needs shoes. Daniel needs inner garments like vests. He needs maybe running shoes, some sneakers. He needs watch. I need to get for him a watch. Probably he needs perfumes. He's a guy who probably want to smell good. Daniel probably also needs some inner garments like boxers and things like that. So you become like it's a value-based selling. You are a one-stop center. When it comes to anything fashion, you take care of me, so that I don't have to go to somebody else. So that's a consultative seller. It's needs-based. You think about my needs in the areas of your expertise, and you ensure that you provide one ecosystem that provides everything that I'm looking for. Am I still adding value, guys? Am I still adding value? Please get into your chat room. Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I'm almost done. Don't worry. I don't like spending 2-3 hours. I just want to punch, 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 and then leave you wanting more. Okay. Okay. See, Gerald is laughing at me. So that's consultative seller, a consultative seller or a value-based seller. And then the last type of salesperson is the relational seller. The relational seller is trying to, you are interested in me beyond the money that I give you. You are interested in, how do I put this? I will give you an example. I do a lot of projects with DFCU Bank. And one of their staff who is in the human resource department, we became very good friends, even after I did the training for the staff of DFCU. And his wife gave birth, and he requested if I could be a godfather to his son. Now, that meant that our relationship has gone way beyond just transactional, just way beyond me coming to train the team and then I go away. So there's some relationships that you've got to cultivate in your space. There are certain clients that you need to build a much more longer relationship with for your business to be a going concern over a long period of time. Let's say, again, using that restaurant example, if you're a chef and you're the one supplying MTN, you want to keep MTN for a long time, because with MTN alone, you have cash flow. So you want to ensure that the relationship goes beyond just transaction. You become really friends with these people, but do not be an opportunist. Do not only be a friend because it benefits you. Can you genuinely be a good friend? Because a lot of Ugandans are just opportunists. Yeah, I'm attacking us. I'm Ugandan too, but I mean, I know we don't like it, but let's face it. A lot of our friendship is very transactional. It's very opportunist. You gotta kind of show the human face, you gotta show a human face to what it is that you do, everything that you do. Be relational. There's some people who would rather buy from only people they know. I want to say this, and Collins, this come back to the same statement that you're afraid of earlier. People buy people, and people buy from people they like. Okay, that's the emotional sentiments I'm talking about. People buy people, and people buy from people they like. In other words, be likable. Some of you are not likable at all. Your personality is terrible. You have repellent energy. I meet you and I don't like you immediately. You've not even done anything wrong. Maybe because you have some you've got some esteem issues, you got some daddy issues or whatsoever it is. So you're just not attractive. You're not likable, and that's a big problem. If you're gonna be in sales, you must be likable, because we're in the business of being liked. People buy from people they like. People buy from people they know. So it's very important that you build yourself a little bit. Be pleasant, be professional, look good, smell good, speak good, be coherent. But some of you, sometimes when you have a chat with a salesperson, they leave you more confused than before they met you. Man, oh man. Okay, I hope I'm still adding value here. But listen, people buy people, and people buy from people they like. That statement is a very important statement. So those are the different selling strategies. There is, of course, transactional selling, there is educational selling, there is consultative selling or value-based selling, there's relationship selling. Now, I'm going to the second last thing. I call it principles of selling. There are three principles of selling. If you can be able to excel in these three principles of selling, you should do well as a salesperson. The first principle is, and this principles is buyer driven. Okay, I just want to guide you there. These principles, they are buyer driven. The buyer drives it. So the buyer, these are the three questions. These are the three principles that the buyer are asking themselves. The first principle is, I must like and connect with you as a person. That's the first principle. For me to buy from you, I must like and connect with you as a person. It's called the principle of connection, the principle of human connection. People buy from people buy from people they like. That's the first principle of selling. Be likable. We're in the business of talking, talk in a way that is likable. We're in the business of presenting your best self in terms of the way you look, your personal brand. Be likable. What you dress, be likable. Have the right energy. If you have to go to the gym like me, and make sure you have this kind of crazy energy, but don't fake energy. People will know when you fake it. Be likable. I must like and connect with you as a person. That's the first principle. If you fail that principle, all the other principles doesn't matter. All the other principles, you've already failed. The second principle is, I must like and connect with the brand represent. For example, if I am working with MTN, and then we start hearing, MTN, you guys chop data all the time, you chop a lot of data. Then somehow, if I'm a visitor into this country and I heard that this brand here, they chop a lot of data, then chances are very high. And I'm just giving you a stereotypical example. I have nothing against MTN. I love them. They've given me a lot of money over the years. But I'm just giving you a semantics here. So you want your brand to be a great brand. You want your brand to communicate excellence. You want your brand to communicate customer experience management. You want your brand that you represent to communicate personal service. You want it to communicate excellence at all levels. You know? So that's the second principle. I must like and connect with the brand that you represent. And you have to manage the brand, the messaging that you put on the brand in the companies that you work. And guys, design good logos. Let it look pleasant. The social media post that you put, let it look professional. Some of you post like, man, oh man, I don't even know which example to give, but you post in a terrible way. Yeah. The pictures you take is looking like you've just come back from the LRA movement. And I'm talking like somebody who has been in the LRA war in northern Uganda. But you look like a rebel, literally. The pictures, those Chinese phones that are looking terrible. Come on now, get yourself some iPhone or something. I mean, like the brand, whatsoever you put out there, let it represent a good, solid brand. You know, that's why the fashionistas and all these influencers, they're getting all these followership on social media. They take a hot pictures, you know. Ladies, dress up well, you know, groom properly, so that when you take a picture, you don't look like a single mother of five who is broke to the core. Oh, okay. I know I'm ruffling some edges here, but I mean, I'm just trying to crack a joke so that we can be able to laugh about it. But I know you get the message. So I must love and like and connect with the brand that I represent. The third principle is, I must like and connect with the solutions you're proposing to me vis-a-vis my need. That's the third principle. I must like and connect with the solution you're proposing to me vis-a-vis my need. What does that mean? You must first know my need before you propose to me a solution. Are we together, guys? Are we learning? I see you and Zoa. Oh, my sister Kerwege is here. Musinguzi is here. Antonia Tuhaire. Okay, I hope I'm adding value. Master, good to see you. Gerald, good to see you. Awesome. I'm almost done, guys. Don't worry. I'm almost done. So that's the three principles. The first one, I must like and connect with you. The second one, I must like and connect with the brand you represent. The third one, I must like and connect with the solution you recommend to me vis-a-vis my need. So the first principle is the principle of connection. The second principle is the principle of convincing. Convince me. The third principle is the principle of collaboration. That I know my needs better than you know my needs. So let's collaborate so that you can be able to serve me the exact need that I need. Hmm? Okay. Andrew, I don't know. What else do you want me to talk about, man? I think I've talked about a lot of things in sales. The rest, they should pay for it. I'm done.
I think we can open the line for people to ask questions. Joshua, you raised your hand 10 minutes ago. You had a burning question, but I knew you couldn't stop. Do you still have the question?
All right.
Joshua, your hand was up.
You know, it was. I think it was an interesting session. So I wanted to tap smile, and then I raised my hand, but again I can't.
Hi,
I
Josh. How are
can.
you doing, man?
Okay, good. I met Daniel way back while I was still at university. He came and gave us a lecture, but still with the energy.
Man,
Well,
I'm not that old, man. Don't try to make me so old.
he was already working and I was still a student. But the question is, can you draw more light about this consultative selling
Hey.
you talked about? Because like me, I'm a freelancer in this service business. So maybe could you draw more light in the consultative selling?
So
Thank you
when you
so
say
much.
service, what service is it? Let's use your actual example. So which service are you into? What do
It's,
you actually offer in the marketplace?
personal development, uh, personal growth. I
That's
also
broad,
run,
bro. That's very
uh,
broad.
yes, okay. I run a book club as
Because I'm
well.
the sales warrior. I'm the sales guy. I'm strictly in sales. So what it is that you're specific in?
The product, okay, I'll basically talk about the three products.
Mhm.
The leadership training.
Okay.
I also run a book club,
Okay.
and then the mentorship and coaching
Okay.
for personal development. Yes.
Lovely. So now, in terms of value-based selling, you need to ask yourself the question: what else does my client, my ideal customer profile, what else do they want in the areas of personal development, be it leadership training, be it coaching, be it all of that? What more do they want? Even if I don't provide it, I will find somebody who does what? Who provides it, and I'll be the one-stop center. So that anything in terms of personal development and growth, I will take care of their needs. And I will ensure that I provide solutions that are very practical, that are pick and play, and they can be able to just pick and roll with it. So, like I said, consultative selling is value-based selling. Like you're a one-stop center. I gave a very good example. You are into dealing in clothes. So if you're dealing in trousers only, you could say Daniel needs shirts. You also find somebody who deals in shirts, you provide shirts for Daniel. Daniel needs watches. You also find somebody who provide watches, you provide watches for Daniel. Daniel needs shoes. You also find somebody who deals in shoes, you provide shoes for Daniel. So that all the value in terms of my fashion, you take care of it. Whether you are dealing in those or not, you find the people in your ecosystem who deals in it. So that you take out stress of me running around.
I don't know whether it's breaking. Uh, Sorry, I didn't get you. You're breaking. I don't know whether
Uh,
it's on my side.
I think I also can't hear him. Maybe it's his network.
to to, to get this things.
Daniel, we can't hear you. I don't know if you hear us. Maybe you restart your internet or something. So in the meantime, you be writing your questions in the chat so that he finds them. Unless someone else is hearing him. I think he has dropped off. He's going to come back. So you write your questions in the chat so that he finds them, and then we finish in time. Or if you want to ask, well and good. But you can also use the chat section. Yeah, then also in case he was very fast, this session is being recorded. If you have registered, you'll find the recording attached to the invite. Going to be attached to the invite. If you haven't, let me share the link so that you register. People who have crashed the party. Let me put the link in the chat. Yes, Lovis says he was first. We need a recap. I'll give you the recording. Let me first check on him and I see. Okay, so as he's fixing his network, where were we? Joshua, you were saying you are in personal development. You are a coach.
Hey
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
are you still here? I'm so sorry. I had to answer a very important call.
Okay, okay. There are some questions in the chat for you. I don't know
Okay.
if you can see them.
Should I continue from where my question was? I suppose. Oh, it's answering.
I think let's finish with you, Joshua. Then I'm going to read for Daniel the two questions in the chat.
Okay, I was telling Daniel that I'm in personal development, and he was telling me to break it more further. And I told him I run a book club, and I'm a coach there. I help people. Also, I do public speaking training and leadership training. Also subscribe to Toastmasters, of course, and I'm also a coach there. Toastmasters is a group for public speakers. But then I also do it as a freelance business to organization and individuals. So yeah, that's what I wanted to put across.
I think Joshua, if you don't mind, you write it in the chat so that he finds it there, or I will read it so that you don't have to repeat yourself. The 3 packages and stuff like that.
Sorry guys, my internet is starting to misbehave now, so I don't know what to do. But Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
So can you just ask for me 3-4 questions, and then we can call it a day?
Okay. You hadn't finished. You were still answering Joshua's question. The gentleman who runs a book club and is a public speaking coach and leadership.
Yes. So Josh, like I
Yeah.
said, you need to be a one-stop center for all the things that is important to your kind of customers in that space, so that I can be able to rely on you. Okay. The best salespeople are the people who can be easily relied upon. When we look at it from a customer experience angle, there are 6 levels of serving a customer. The first level is called criminal. Criminal is just that. You deserve to be in jail. Like, you don't deserve to even offer what it is that you offer. That's criminal service. The second level is basic service, where most of us really fall. You just offer basic service, and you think that you're offering for me a 5-star or a 7-star Burj Khalifa kind of experience, which is just basic. The next level is expected service. Expected service, you're doing exactly what it is that you want to do, and you're doing it, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with your public speaking. You've taught me the basics, and it's okay. In terms of content, it's deep, but you lack that energy, you lack that charm, you lack that charisma. It's expected. And then the next level is desired service. Desired service.
Can you guys hear him? I think me, I stopped on desired service. Anyone who can, you can?
That's all where we stopped.
Nope, we can't hear nothing.
Okay. Okay, so
SPIN is an acronym. S stand for situational question, P stand for problem question, I stand for implication questions, and N stand for need payoff questions.
Daniel, we stopped on desired service. I think when you were speaking about SPIN, we were not with you. We stopped on number 4, desired service. We are remaining on 5 and 6.
Andrew, blame it on MTN. My internet is dropping every minute. Now I'm complaining. Yeah, so desired service, and then there is surprising service. Surprising service, you're offering for me something extraterrestrial, something unique. And then lastly, of course, there is unbelievable service. I advise you to look for a book called Up Your Service by Ron Kaufman. Ron, R-O-N, Kaufman is Kaufman. Andy, are you still hearing me? I just want to know that.
Yes, I'm hearing you, and we are taking notes.
Yeah. So it is criminal service, basic service, expected service, desired service, surprising service, unbelievable service. So the question you should ask yourself as a freelancer is, what kind of service am I offering in the marketplace? Is it criminal? I need to be in Luzira. Or is it basic? Is it expected? Is it desired? Is it surprising? Or is it unbelievable? Because when you're offering unbelievable service, trust you me, I will not run away from you. You will be with me through and through. So sometimes the kind of service that we're offering makes somebody just work with us one time, and they don't want to work with us again because we screwed up. We screwed it up. Okay, Andy, next question.
You were talking about something like SPIN. I think when you came back on, I don't know what
Forget about SPIN. Forget about SPIN. I was just recommending a book. There's a book by Jill Conrad called Spin Selling.
Okay, so we have a number. The first one is from Collins. He said he's loving the presentation. He has
Collins, I told you.
Yeah, he says he has an issue on how to actually be that unstoppable warrior, like you normally say, on a practical level. He falls short on some of the principles, and he would like to know how to rectify them, seeing that sales is not escapable. Yeah, and yet he's not very good at it.
You should stop saying he's not good at it. All of us, if we want to be great business people, we have to be good at selling. Collins, look for me. That's my answer to you, man.
Yes.
Let Andrew locate me for you. Take me out on a coffee. I'll be able to unpack for you a lot of nuggets.
Yeah, and Daniel likes very good things, so you need to save some.
Yeah, take me to. I like sitting at Naguru Skies. Even this evening, I'm gonna be there. So you wanna find me? You can always find me at Naguru Skies at 99, taking some cocktails.
Nice. Then Godfrey says he's new in the business world. I think Godfrey wants a shortcut. Any principles that can accelerate him.
I've already given him the shortcuts. Let him follow everything that we talked about. That's enough.
We have enough. Yeah. Then someone is asking if a business is brand new. Let me see, how can you apply these principles in a new business in an area or country that doesn't have that particular type of business? I don't know what, Peggy, I don't know what you mean. Maybe Dan, you've picked it.
Peggy is my sister. I'm going to answer it to her when I go home.
Okay. Then Sharon says, the session is enjoyable. The company, how can I be able to like and connect with my brand? Yes, how can she be able to? How can I be able to like and connect with my brand? That's the question.
Oh, well,
I think
that's a very confusing question.
Yeah.
No answer, Andy. No answer.
Okay. Then John says he's very grateful to be here. It's his first time to be here. He's giving thanks. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, John.
It was brief, and I seem to have liked teaching. The teaching. I liked it teaching us on sales. However, I would like to know how best one can improve on the customer relationship. I think he needs a few details.
I will give you this. There's a model called RATER. RATER is an acronym. R stands for reliability. Be reliable. At all times, be reliable with your customer. What you promise, deliver it. That's the first thing. Number two, give assurance to your clients that when they give you an opportunity to work, you will deliver at all costs. Give them assurance that Innocent got this. When we give Innocent any job, it does a meticulous job. Give them assurance. Number three, the tangible spaces, how you look, the look and feel of whatsoever service or product you offer, it must be appealing. You must be appealing. The service or solutions they're providing must be appealing. The look and feel is very important. You know, human beings, we are 80% emotional and 20% logical. We'll first buy with our heart before we use logic in our brains. So make sure that the looks and feel, the tangibility is solid. And then E is for empathy. Be empathetic towards your customer. If your customer probably needs some help, put yourself in their situation. If they need maybe credit, give them credit. If they need you to offer much more than what you're offering, you know, empathy. That today I may need you, tomorrow you may need me. So empathy is you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how I look at empathy. And then responsiveness, that you provide for me the solutions you want to provide on time. Not these Ugandans, especially those guys in Nasa Road. They'll tell you, I'll bring you your flyers in. I'll finish your flyers or your poster in 2 days. They'll take 1 month to give it to you. So you don't be responsive. When I need something today, I need it today. I don't want it tomorrow. So be responsive towards your customers' needs. So that rate and model is very important. I'll also say this: there are 2 dimensions of service. You must be very good at the procedures. If there are certain procedures with which you offer your solution, let your procedural dimension be meticulous. Have a meticulous procedural dimension. If it is meticulous, then you can be able to deliver excellent service. If your procedures are poor, if you have inconsistency and haphazardness in your system, then you're going to provide a poor service. Secondly, be a good human being. The personal dimension, people buy people. Remember what I said earlier? People buy people and people buy from people they like. That's the personal dimension to offering service. Be nice, be pleasant, smile. All those kind of alabaloo, if I'm looking for an actually English. I know that is actually an English, but there is, man. That's what I can tell you. Okay, Andy, we're done. My time is up.
Yes, we are. They're asking for the last thing, just the books you talked about. I'm going
to recommend some books. I'm going to recommend some 5, 6 books that I have read, that I've studied. I'm going to recommend some 6 books. And interestingly, these books are not sales books, but they're books that will realign your mindset to be a better business person, to be a better human being that is marketable to the global market. So the first book I'll recommend for you to read will be The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The Alchemist is a ridiculously amazing book to read. So start with The Alchemist. The second book you should read is Goals by Brian Tracy. Goals. The third book to read is Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Success Principles by Jack Canfield. The fourth book to read would be The 4 Disciplines of Execution by Chris McChesney. The 4 Disciplines of Execution, Chris McChesney. The fifth book to read would be, the normal book everyone must read is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That book is very good for your personal confidence. But I will say you can let that go because you have already read Goals, you've already read Success Principles. They have very similar concepts. Another book you should read is Atomic Habits, James Clear. If you cannot read Atomic Habits, then read The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. Either The Power of Habits, Charles Duhigg, or Atomic Habits by James Clear. One of them can be enough, but if you are crazy, you're one of the crazy ones like me, you can read both. How many are those now, Andy?
Maybe one more round. There's Alchemist by
Paulo Coelho. Paulo is Paulo, then Coelho is Cuelho. Coelho.
Then there's Goals by Brian Tracy. Success
Yes.
Principles by Jack something. Jack
Canfield.
Then is it 4 principles? Did Chris
No, 4
something?
disciplines of execution.
Yeah,
4 disciplines of execution by Chris McChesney.
Yes. Then Atomic Habits.
Yeah, James Clear.
Then The Power of Habits. I don't know if I've missed any people who have been listening.
The last one is Become a Sales Superstar and Dominate Your Market. Become a Sales Superstar and Dominate Your Market by Daniel Chaudhry. Yours truly, the Sales Warrior.
Okay.
You can get my book in a restock.
Yeah, I think anyone who has a final question, and then we close. You have a very burning, which is going to add. If there is none, can call it an evening. It was very powerful, though very fast. But I've been recording. If you want to have a retake, we'll share the link to the recording. And then we've been
Thank you,
taking some.
guys. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was very beautiful.
Thank you, Innocent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master Godfrey, Collins, Jones. Okay, you guys might just write me something nice. If you have enjoyed this, please, using Andrew, send them an email that you've enjoyed the sales conversation with the sales warrior Daniel Chaudhry, so that they can be able to put it on my website as well. Right, Andy?
Nice. Yes, and we've been capturing some quotes. We are going to send you some of those well framed and designed, so that we can move them all around for people who didn't participate. But the feedback is good. Everyone is saying it's been beautiful. Thank you for attending. See you tomorrow, same time.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.